Hey folks, welcome back to Transplant Helper again today. My name is Jim Merle, and if you saw my most recent video in this series, My Story, My Words, you probably recall that I interviewed a great friend of the program named Lucy Emonina. Basically, during the course of that interview, I shared with you how both Lucy as well as her daughter, Ovuke McCoy, have both had heart transplants, about 20 years apart. During the course of that interview as well, I told toward the end of the video that actually Ovuke and Lucy were both on the Today Show about 2 weeks ago, and they shared tremendous amounts about their story as well as helped to raise awareness about women's heart health. And so I didn't know if you had seen that interview, if you caught it when it was on the Today Show or not, but I wanted to stop and share that interview with you just to be sure that you see it, as well as to ask you, if you don't mind, if you've not already considered becoming a registered organ donor, right now is exactly the time when I would hope and pray that you would do that. Again, February happens to be Heart Health Month, and on top of that, it happens to be just one of those other times in life when I'm so grateful not only that my life was saved by transplant, but countless of thousands of others, and then particularly those two individuals, which happen to be personal friends of mine, Lucy and Ovuke, their lives were saved as well. So with that being said, I just want to share with you that interview from the Today Show. You can check it out and enjoy. And until next time, when I see you, stay stronger, friends.
This morning, we're going to hear from the first mother and daughter ever featured in Go Red for Women's Real Women campaign. And they said we can turn the page on heart disease, being the leading killer of women.
Lucy Emonina and Ovuke Emonina McCoy both survived a genetic heart condition and transplants 20-plus years apart. Wow. It's an incredible story. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning, everybody.
And they speak in unison. I love it. Lucy, let's start with you. I want to break down this genetic condition that you have, hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. It means that basically the amount of blood taken in and pumped out to the body with each heartbeat is reduced. It can lead to heart failure, and you yourself have had a mini stroke in your early 40s, just before your transplant in 1995. So how, especially now considering the situation we're all in, what steps do you do to remain heart healthy?
Okay, I watch what I eat. I cut out most of my fat and salt. I get all my doctor's appointments, checkups. I make sure I go to my doctor and get checked up. I make sure I maintain my weight. I exercise. I must say I don't exercise like I should, but I do walk. Yes, and I basically just try to stay healthy by doing those things, and I have been healthy for 26 years.
Wow, good for you.
Okay, let me bring you in here. Let's talk about the numbers here. Heart disease and stroke cause 1 in 3 deaths among women, all women annually. African-American women have almost 2 times the risk of stroke than whites, and are more likely to die at an earlier age when compared to women of other ethnicities. So you both had a heart attack and a mild stroke ahead of your transplant in 2018. First of all, just to help everyone out, what symptoms did you experience?
The symptoms that I experienced, I noticed that there was the left side of where I felt pain going up the side of my arm, and as well as there are symptoms that are different than men that are in women. I felt like a little bit of back pain that I experienced as well. So those were some of the symptoms. And American Heart Association are very important in listing, providing knowledge and information about what type of symptoms that we should know about. And I was aware of that because of the American Heart Association and what I should look for when I was experiencing that symptom of having a mini heart attack and that mini stroke that I experienced.
Ovuke, so you have this major operation at 43 years old, less than a year after getting married. How did life improve after the operation?
Oh, wow. It has been amazing. I can just, I'm think about just some things that you take for granted. Of course, like going up the steps, instead of taking the elevator. Because at 43, I was taking the elevator. I was always looking for the elevator because it was hard for me to go up the steps because I always had to take breathers going up steps. So I'm able to race up the steps comparatively than before. So just those little small things people take for granted, I'm able to do. So some of those things, I mean, it's so much better now. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the American Heart Association research, my team of doctors that I had, and especially for my heart donor.
And Lucy, in some good news, experts say 80% of cardiac and stroke events could actually be prevented with education and action like you guys are talking about. You want women to hear this, especially women of color. During the pandemic, you say you've got a message.
Yes, especially Black women. Women, there's one out of 3 women die from heart disease every year and every day. So what I want to say is that in the Black community, high blood pressure and stroke is very prevalent. So I want to say, if you feel like you're having symptoms, go get checked out. When they put you on a medication, make sure you go to the doctor when you're supposed to go. Take your medicine all the time. Don't self-medicate, but take it when it's prescribed for you, and eat right. Try to keep a healthy weight, and numbers are very important. The high blood pressure numbers are very important, so know your numbers. That's what I would like to say. Please know your numbers. Diabetes, know your numbers. High cholesterol, know your numbers. Those are very important things we need to know. But a lot of Black women do not know that because they're so busy taking care of family and jobs and stuff, and they don't have time for that. And when they realize that, you don't have to die from heart disease. You can live a healthy, normal life. Well, if you just take care of yourself. Hopefully, after the facts. Thank you.
Hopefully, after hearing you guys, it certainly wakened some people up this morning. Thank you so much, Lucy and Ovuke, for talking with us this morning.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
For more information on important Heart Health Today information, including warning signs you shouldn't ignore, head to thirdhourtoday.com.